Your favorite artists, new music discovery, candid conversations, unfiltered. Loudmouth, little lady, lots of music history. Broadcasting live from New Jersey, it's the Carr Stereo Podcast with Terrie Carr.
He is a Grammy nominee. He is a vocalist. He is a multi-instrumentalist. He's a producer. He's also someone who's very comfortable in his videos. I call him also a video visionary. I am super excited to welcome my old pal Wolfgang Van Halen to the Carr Stereo Podcast. You know what I love the most is I kind of go back to our journey from 5 years ago, not knowing the artist who you were and the artist who you were going to be. And I'm going to call you two words. You were a little brave and a little crazy. Because you came with a song that was not like your, what was going to be in the wheelhouse of what Mammoth WVH at the time was going to sound like.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to when you look back on it, it's like for that to be the first song that comes out, it's pretty insane.
3 and 5, 3 albums in 5 years. Nobody does 3 and 5 anymore.
Really?
I've not remembered that. 3 and 5 is a lot. Was this a lot of stuff that you had in the arsenal? Because you've not had any downtime. You took some downtime, and the only downtime that you had was really to get married because you were on the road and jumping into a studio. Did you have the visions for these songs? We are getting 10. We've got Elvis back in the mix, of course. Elvis Baskett, your crafter of some sound. You and Elvis worked together. What a great team. But were these songs that had to be refined, or were these, 10 newbies?
We usually with every album cycle, we come to the plate with like 10 to 15 new ideas. And then, every record, there's some that just kind of fall off because we just didn't have the chance to get to them. Not because they weren't good enough or anything. But so yeah, this one, it's pretty much all new stuff. I know Selfish and Something New were ones that have been around but not have been finished. They just kind of needed to. I think you always have ideas that are sitting there that you love that you just are kind of, you get writer's block on them and you're not sure where to go with them. And so those ones finally showed themselves, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot on here that probably wouldn't have been able to show up on the last few records just because of how the process was different. Like instead of doing it on my laptop, we did all the demoing in the studio where I just I'd tell Jeff, our engineer, to put a tempo down and I would play guitar to it, and then I'd run out and play drums and I'd go back and forth and write that way. And I think it was easy to tell if something was working right away rather than wasting 4 hours on your laptop kind of going in circles. So I think it allowed me to take more chances. And I think songs like One of a Kind and I Really Wanna, and even the title track, I wouldn't have started a song with a 45-second tapping solo, on a record before that. I don't know. It just allowed me to take more chances, I think.
Yeah. We get the end, by the way, on October 24th. I hate to use the word comfortable because you're never someone who I think of as comfortable. You are always upping everything. But what I do see is, I'm going to call it like an ease of art. There seems to be more of a groove for you where you've really figured out who you are, what kind of an artist you are, and you feel so much more kind of in your groove and in your element. It's almost like I don't feel like there's anything to prove anymore. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like you're getting into that lane now?
Yeah, that's a pretty astute, dead on observation. I think that's the big difference between this record and the last few is that there's a confidence and comfortability in what Mammoth is and who I am as my own artist and what I have to offer that wasn't maybe there as strongly on the last few records. And I think it's allowed me to stop worrying and caring about what other people have to say and just doing what brings me purpose. And if people happen to like it, that's great. And if people don't like it, then what else is new?
I kind of noticed that. I'm going to say midway through the Mammoth 2 cycle, where I was like, you know what? He's in a lane now, and the band is in a lane because I think you were trying to figure out who fits where. How do
Mhm.
we fit all of this together? Even when we first spoke in the early days, I think you had told me that it was Elvis who kind of said to you, "You're a vocalist, dude.
Yeah,
Like you
it
can
took
do
him to get me
this."
there. I wanted to try, but it took him to really push me into that position because I just lacked the confidence.
And your voice is so rock and roll, yet it still has that beautiful light and incredible melody that comes in the song. So wow, that's amazing to me that you lack the confidence because you're such an amazing vocalist. And knowing that touring schedule that you've had, that is not easy to do. Night after night, you're hot, you're cold, it's humid, there's air conditioning. Like you are one of those guys, when you're like so corny and you go to shows and you're like, he sounds just like the record, but you're literally the guy who sounds just like the record. And being the vocalist, I think takes a lot.
Yeah, you're definitely the Miles Kennedy and I joke around. He uses this phrase where you're sort of the pregnant woman of the group, you know? You have to avoid the cigarettes, everybody's smoking, you got to avoid the drinking, you got to get to bed early, you know. So you really need to take care of yourself more than others being the singer. It's an instrument that you can't restring day of show. You know, if it's not working, it's not working.
No, there's no question about it. You're out there with literally out there with you pants down every night. And everybody's got a cell phone and everybody's happy to post a video.
Yeah, and
So
we
it's
don't use
tough.
tracks either. So it's like
No,
if there's a bad night, it's gonna be bad. But I think that's important. You know, I think that's important that you can see the blemishes. You know, it can't be perfect every night. It has to be what it is, you know.
I want to talk about perfect though. So I did a radio station event with you a couple months ago.
Mhm.
I have to tell you, it was the most low maintenance and best sounding event that I've ever done in all my years of radio. And I wouldn't say that. I just would let it go. I've done some great radio events with amazing people. You guys were so low maintenance to work with. We threw you in a club, low club, because that's what we were doing. We were doing this fun listener thing, club. So we put you in the club. You hadn't been there before. You had all your gear. And I remember hearing, yeah, the band's going to sound check about noonish. So I said, oh, I'll get up there to make sure everything goes cool, but I don't want to like be right in your grill while you're sound check. And I said, I'll get up there about 10 to 1 o'clock and see, but I'll still get to catch a little of the sound check. So I get up there. It's like 10 to 1. You guys are done. Like everything was done and everything was cool. And it was just so low maintenance. And the vibe that you put out and the vibe that you got back from the fans, that was also a watershed moment for me for Mammoth because I saw a whole different fan base than,
Crazy.
dare I say it, and there's no better way to say it, the sausage fest that I saw the first time around. And the first time around was just that, look, they were a bunch of guys that
Mhm.
loved guitar, that loved your dad, that were so happy you were carrying the legacy. They all had their Van Halen shirts. This time for me was full circle.
It's pretty crazy.
50% female, a
Yeah.
lot of young faces and the cool females, like the women that were there because they love the music. I call them my kind of gals, not the gals that are like, hi, sign my something. These were the women that really love music, the ones that people think do not exist, like, oh, the women don't know. And I'm like, no, we know.
Yeah.
Trust me, we know. But not only that, these young kids, these 8 to 18 kids that I saw hanging around the bus, waiting
Oh
for you to
yeah.
come out, which you did,
Super cool, man.
which you did. And these were not necessarily the kids that were Van Halen fans. These were the kids that you're their band now.
Yeah.
I saw
It's
that turn
really crazy.
recently. So what is that like for you now?
It's crazy. It's honestly, it's tough to believe. You know, I was talking the other day to somebody, and I joke around that I feel like I have crowd dysmorphia, where when I see people like really enjoying it, it's tough to believe. I almost feel like they're doing it in jest. And that's just what's wrong with my brain. And it's like the more shows we do and the more people are singing the lyrics, even, we've only done a few shows with the newer songs with the end and the spell, and people are already singing along to them. And you see that and it's like, there's no way. Like they must have studied, to make fun of me. That must be what they're doing. But then it just takes like my Uncle Pat after every show to shake me and be like, dude, like that was a good crowd. They actually, did you see? It's crazy to be opening for people and you see a bunch of Mammoth shirts in the crowd. It's like, dang,
You
okay,
see
so
all Mammoth shirts.
yeah, it's really
Literally, people are all wearing all the merch. It's
all ages
crazy.
too is the craziest thing. You'd think it would just be, 40 plus year old Van Halen fan dudes, but it really is. It's starting to break into this fan base where, and that's okay. Obviously, you can love Van Halen. Van Halen's great, but like you see people who like the band for the band, and it's of all ages and genders, and it's really crazy, man. I can't believe we're really starting to do it.
I saw that. I saw that at the last couple of shows, and I was just like, this is a whole different group of people
Yeah.
than I saw in the first 2 years that the band was out. But let's talk about those videos too, because you're saying, oh, yeah, people are really, grooving on the new stuff. Well, the end is coming up at 5 million, I think, for the end. And then the
Yeah.
spell is almost to 5. And I really want it is out now. And that's going to be probably, I'm going to predict by the end of next week, close to 2 million. That's crazy. And you're not doing lyric videos, which I love. When I called you the video visionary, you're doing like these, just like these fun videos that people want to see. Obviously, the end had its own history with
Things that-
Robert Rodriguez and, Greg Nicotero. That was just incredible. But you're doing some really, really great stuff, I think, to engage people. And you are so comfortable on camera.
which
You're
is weird because it's
but
not
you're
a natural
great.
thing
Your
for me.
facial expressions really bring a lot to every video. Did you know you were going to be that comfortable doing music videos? Probably not.
No, I'm never that comfortable, but I don't know. There was just something about because those two videos, the ones where it's me playing everything, that was supposed to be lyric videos, and I was like, we're not going to do those anymore. I think we should just, in lieu of lyric videos, we should just go up to the studio and I'll play everything and we'll just film it and it'll be really quick. So we did both of those videos in the same day,
Oh,
and
wow.
so I think as just we kept going, we just kept having more and more fun, and I think you can see that.
Yeah. Are we getting one more? Are we going to get another one? I hope so. Fingers
There, there,
crossed.
there will be another video with everybody after the record comes out.
How do you feel? Do you feel an anticipation leading up to release day?
Yeah, I'm anxious. I'm nervous. I'm excited. Because I think there's so much on the record that I can't wait for people to hear. I think we've given a really good taste as to what is there, but we haven't given away the whole thing. So I'm really excited for people to get to listen to the whole thing in its entirety, and then we get to go on this our second headline tour ever at the end of the year, and we've got a really fun show planned. I'm excited to play a lot of the new stuff. I think we still have a lot to prove, so I think there's a lot of this new material we want to try and play live.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, headline, headline, headline is coming. So how you doing the set? How you doing the set list? How you sequencing up the set list?
It's
There's
tough now.
stuff
I've been
people
working on
have
it.
to hear, and like this is not an easy task. Is it going to
No,
change
it's
up
not.
night
I've
to
been
night?
I've been working on it for like months practically, and I think we've decided the songs that we're playing, just not the order. And I think we're gonna probably try and have, a set A and a set B where there's like, I don't know, 2 to 4 songs where they're different on either set, so we can try and fit more depending on where we're gonna be. I think, a lot of the East Coast shows, a lot of people show up to more than one show. So if we start seeing some familiar faces at the second show on the East Coast, it's like, okay, let's bring out set B. So but yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited.
I'm super excited. We've got a November show here in New Jersey at the Wellmont Theater. They love you at the Wellmont.
It actually is insane because looking at the ticket sales, this looks like it's going to be our very first headline show that we've ever done that's over 2,000 people, which is crazy because the last headline tour for Mammoth 2 was the first, we played the first show for over 1,000 people. So, I mean, that's a testament to everything that you've done for us, and you've just spread you've been waving the Mammoth flag since the very beginning. So just, we love you so much, Terry. Thank
Oh,
you
well,
so.
I appreciate that. And look, you guys deliver. So people come and everybody's like, well, when's the next show? Well, when's the next show going to be? So, yeah, I'm
Sure.
super, super excited. I also want to let people know the VIP is really cool.
Yeah,
They
it's a
get
good time.
sound check access. They get the band Q&A. You get your
Q&A is my favorite.
laminate. You get
I
your
love it.
first in line. You get the group photo. Like it's really, really a great experience for people. And the band is so amazing. Your band are stars in the band, John and Frank and Garrett and Ronnie. When I saw them and we did our radio thing together, everybody was just hitting those guys up too. You have surrounded yourself with amazing, amazing people. And it just always looks like you guys are having a great time.
We're just a big happy family. I think that's the most important thing is that, when I was searching for uh, who I wanted to be in the live band, it was like they need to be people I love and trust and that I can, stand to be around for more than a week, and these guys are all just the best. I love them like brothers. We're just a big happy family that get to travel and play music for people. And that's the dream, man. And
Yeah,
it's
and amazing,
going
just
up.
amazing musicians, just amazing musicians. I literally am in awe when I'm on like watching you guys inside stage, and I'm the goofy person dancing. Like I'm the person who doesn't stop moving at a Mammoth show. People are like, oh, I was trying to take a picture of you, but you wouldn't stop moving. And I'm like, no, because I'm having
Blurry
a
the
really
whole
good time.
time.
I'm not there with my phone out and stuff. I literally am like in the music
Yeah.
and just love it. And I love seeing you on Drumeo too. Those are always such fun episodes. And the last one you did, celebrating the goat Uncle Al, I thought was amazing. You had so much fun too. You were like laughing your ass off and just having a really, really good time watching that old footage and watching your face.
Yeah.
And he deserved that because I think you said it so well when you said it's really hard to get noticed when you've got, Dave's jumping around doing pirouettes and, Eddie Van Halen is next to you being Eddie Van Halen. And
Yeah.
it's true. I remember being a kid and just waiting for the fire gong to go. And it just looked like you had such a great time reliving those beautiful video clips and memories.
Oh yeah, no, those guys at Drumeo are the best. Brandon and the whole crew over there. They are it's very fun to go over there and just be a drummer and not have to worry about anything else. And that's I started on drums. It's my favorite instrument to play. So it's really cool to go over there and just be a drummer.
Yeah.
They are awesome. And those two videos we've done were so fun. I hope I get to go back and do more.
Yeah, I do too, because I really, really enjoy those. I'm like, oh, Wolf's on Drumeo again. I love Drumeo too. And I'm not a drummer, but everything they do, like I just am like
So good.
all over that channel. Everything they put out is great. I have a
Oh, I guess, well, wait, they did put
subscription.
out that third video of me playing through Optimist. So yeah, there's three videos.
Yeah, right. That was great. That was just a couple of months ago, as well. So yeah, I know you're on like a schedule. I could talk to you forever. It's always so great to catch up with you. I'm so happy that you have been a friend to me and you're on the podcast with me. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Mammoth.band, by the way, for everybody to grab some tickets and do
Sure.
get the VIP because I think the VIP is like super cool. 2026, by the way, before I let you go, has got to be crazy. Album cycle, you're probably lining up all of these great festivals. I saw you guys are going to be on this Nova Rock Festival, which looks
Europe.
amazing.
We're going to try and do a headline run in Europe if we can. After we're going to try and do another leg of this tour, hopefully, where we can try and hit everywhere that we haven't, on this run at the end of the year. So I mean, album's out, it's album cycle time. So we're just going to go play where anybody will have us.
It's go time, Wolf. It is go time. The end is coming on the 24th of October. Wolf Van Halen, it is always such a pleasure to catch up with you. Chatting music, just hanging out. You're one of the good guys. And I'll tell you, music needs you. So you better not go anywhere or I'm going to come looking
Likewise,
for you.
music needs you too. I'll see you at the Wellmount.
I will see you at the Wellmont Theater. Looking so forward to it, my friend. Thanks so much.
Don't forget to like this podcast and subscribe to the Carr Stereo page on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Rob Moorhead. TC and I will see you next time.